6.5 plus 15 minutes left on it. However, I've already turned it down. The instructions said to have it on medium, and it was cooking a little too hot. I put it on low, and I started noticing just recently a weird smell came to check, and it's starting to burn. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue. The onions are nice and caramelized. If you can see them, they are, the instructions are way off on this one. So adjust the heat to, add a 1/4 cup of water. Where did that come from? That's not in the ingredients. And I'm kind of disappointed because this was one of the recipes having my name be Ember. I was really excited about this one. Oh, if you haven't already, remember to like, share, and subscribe. But maybe this is supposed to happen. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Definitely need the watch time. Okay. Add a 1/4 cup of water and scrape the bottom of the pot to loosen and dissolve any brown bits. Continue to cook until the pot bottom is covered again. And when it says scrape, I am scraping, baby. Okay, brown bits continue to cook till the bottom is coated again, about another 12 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and add 12 minutes to the pot. Adjust the heat if necessary to make sure they are caramelizing, not scorching. Well, they were caramelizing, and I caught it just as they started scorching. So, like I said, this recipe seems to be off. I'm really hoping this does turn out, but as of right now, I don't have a lot of hope. So, but we're going to keep going forward. About 12 minutes. Well, there's really nothing going on here. Add another, it's coated again. 12 minutes didn't matter. Add another 1/4 cup of water. And I have the heat off, guys. This is so hot, and I ended up putting it down on low until the bottom is coated again. I'm going to put this back on medium. It says scraping any brown bits, and sometimes the burnt stuff tastes good. Alright, stirring and scraping occasionally 2 more times until the water has evaporated and the onions are dark brown. Well, they are kind of a light brown. They're not really a dark brown. So keep going until the water is evaporated. I'm going to do it one more time. The water seems to be evaporated. I'm sorry, I'm reading the instructions. So, I'm waiting for this to evaporate while I'm going. And then it says, okay, let me read this to you. Add a 1/4 cup of water and scrape the bottom to loosen and dissolve the brown bits. Continue to cook until the pot bottom is coated again, about 12 minutes. Stirring and scraping occasionally, add another 1/4 cup of water and repeat this cooking and the glazing process 2 more times until the water is evaporated and the onions are dark brown, about 12 minutes longer each time. So the water is not evaporated yet. I'm not sure what I'm doing right now. I don't know what the whole point of this process is, and I can tell you right now, I am not a fan of it. And you can barely see in the pot. That's because everything is dark brown. So I'm going to go ahead and add the sherry and adjust the heat back up to medium-high. I'm going to put it on a 6. And then stirring and scraping the bottom of the pot constantly for 3 minutes. So let's go for that. And I can see where the glazing's going on. Getting some of these pieces up, and this is a very flimsy spoon, which you see me like holding it down. I'm actually holding it so it doesn't bend. So let's keep this going constantly for 3 minutes. I'm wondering if I have something firmer, and I don't. So that is definitely something I need to look into, is new spatulas. And I'm sorry if some weird things happened when I started this video. I was in a hurry because, like I said, I saw the onions start to burn. I mean, they were caramelizing so nicely too. And I was following the directions, had time left on it. I'm actually really disappointed in this, but we shall see. And I hope it's enough for everybody. We got other things coming today too, so. Okay, stirring and scraping the pot constantly for 3 minutes longer. Where do I add the thyme? Okay, I'm actually supposed to add the thyme before the sherry. Guys, I'm sorry I'm a little frazzled. I am very frazzled actually. So we're not going to hurt too much by adding it now. Let's go ahead and get that thyme in there. Fresh chopped thyme from last video. I will make sure when the replay of this is up that I link the last video to this. That smells really good. Thyme smells amazing. And this actually smells like some kind of beer brat right now with the onions and the sherry. So I got about 30 more seconds left on this. I'm also supposed to add flour. Let me go ahead and get that. And it is 1 tablespoon. I was actually supposed to add that before the sherry. But it's alright. We're a little late. There's the 30-minute timer, or 3-minute timer. I'm going to stir this flour in. And then I'm going to add the chicken broth, beef broth, and some salt and bring to a simmer, stirring occasionally. So here's the chicken broth. Here is the beef broth. Okay. And some salt. And bring that to a simmer. There's a lot of brown bits in that. I don't think that's going to taste too bad. Let me, It's a little crusty, but it's not bad. So next I'm going to I'm bringing it to a simmer and I got to remove the bay leaves. But I'm not exactly finding the bay leaves. There's one. Oh, the bay leaves broke. So it looks like the bay leaves might not be removed. There's another. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start this oven on 425. Move these so they don't get too hot. So I have found 1 bay leaf. So preheat the oven to 425 with the rack in the middle of the oven. Actually, I'm going to take, oh, hello. I need one rack in the middle, and I'm going to need one rack by the boiler. I can go ahead, and actually I'm going to use a pizza pan because why not? Ooh, that needs washed. I was going to use a cookie sheet, but hey, pizza pan's right here, why not? It is just salt. Alright. So I'm going to arrange. Wait a minute, these are that's starting to simmer. Not too much, but it is starting to. You see, I had planned and everything, but like I said, I got caught off guard. Sorry if I'm frazzled. I don't mean to be. Let me get some hydration going. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to adjust, wait a minute, move bay leaves, stir in the remaining, okay, wait a minute. Adjust heat to medium. I'm not supposed to remove the bay leaves yet. I'm sorry, guys. Let's put the bay leaves back in. Okay, stir again. Adjust the heat to medium low. So I'm going to put that on 3 because I'm scared at this point. Stirring occasionally to blend flavors about 30 minutes. So we got 30 minutes on that. I'm going to go ahead. Grab the cookie sheet and rearrange the baguettes. Well, the baguette slices. You can see what I'm doing, and you can. So, this is one of the reasons a lot of people have asked, why do I do live? Why do I make the long videos? This is what I enjoy. I'm actually, things happen and things go wrong, and I like having to compensate for what goes wrong, because what a lot of people don't realize is anything is possible. It can go amazing, or it can go wrong, so wrong that you give up. And I want you to know that you never give up. I actually, for Thanksgiving, hold on. I lost the tag on the turkey. So we didn't know how much, excuse me, did I add salt? I don't know. We can always add a little more. Didn't know how much the turkey weighed. So we ended up having to grab the bathroom scale that nobody wants to touch, because it's a bathroom scale. Had to put new batteries in it. And when we turned it on, it was in kilos. So then we tried to adjust the kilos to pounds, and figured that the turkey was 20 pounds. And is this coming loose again? No, it's not. It's good. Okay. Figured out the turkey was 20 pounds. So I set the oven 5 hours in advance, prepped the turkey, looked at the label, and the label said 325. Well, I'm dyslexic. I saw 375. So we set the oven at, well, I set the oven at 325. Went to check the turkey 2 hours, well, checked it an hour later. Beautiful, everything's nice, perfect, Gucci, kosher, whatever you want to call it. Well, then I went and I checked it again at the second hour, and to my surprise, that little timer thingy that they put on the turkey had popped. And I grabbed my mom, and I'm like, Mom, this can't be right. I've only had this turkey in here for 2 hours. Why is this popped? And then she looked at the oven and realized that rather than 325, I had put it on 375. So we took 2 hours off the turkey. When we took the 2 hours, there was less than an hour left. When I pulled the turkey out, it was perfectly cooked. It was warm with nice crispy skin. Had a good bark on it, because you know how I like my crispy skin and my bark. And I had made the perfect turkey. The perfect 20-pound turkey in 3 hours. Now here's another thing. Like I said, we're in a period of change and growth. He's trying to get the house in order, which is about time, because a lot of what he's doing, onions are good though. Well, a lot of what he's doing is he's removing the past that should have been removed years ago. And in doing so, he found the tag to the turkey. The turkey was 18.52 pounds. And I managed to cook that sucker in 3 hours. Oh, that's hot. Probably shouldn't leave there. It's not really bubbling as much as I want, but I'm so gun shy. And if you can see the foam from the sherry and the broth, that's beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to add butter to it right now, because I'm a little more calmer. I can read a little bit. So I have the oven preheated. I have the baguettes on here. So arrange the baguette slices on a baking sheet and bake until lightly golden. So I'm going to flip them halfway through. I'm only going to put them in for 5 minutes. And there's not a lot I can do right now while I wait for this to go and this to heat up. This meal is actually coming together faster than I expected. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break a clove off this garlic bulb. I can prepare that. But yeah, if you were here last video, you heard the story about the Thanksgiving without garlic. I'm lying, without fresh garlic. So I got my garlic here. You know what, guys? I'm so upset right now that things have not gone the way they should have gone with this recipe, that I'm really just tempted to read the rest of the recipe and turn off the camera and just stop. But I know admitting to this and accepting the humility for what it is and moving forward is probably going to inspire you guys that no matter what, it goes with, you know, the lesson of Ratatouille, anybody can cook. It's just a matter of finding out what you know how to do, and building upon that. And basically who your audience is for. Because a toddler is not going to appreciate shrimp scampi. And somebody of the Jewish faith isn't going to appreciate bacon wrapped steak. But you can try, you know, anything. Anything's possible. I actually, for the first time in my life, a couple weeks ago, cooked liver. No idea what I was doing. Googled the simplest method there was. And I'm not sure how it turned out because I didn't eat it. But I heard it was good. And as for usual, I've lost my stuff. I miss my sanity and my marbles most of all, but bear with me, guys. Alright. So this is ready. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in the bread slices for 5 minutes. And I really don't like these travel games, but I know they're necessary for right now, and I'm okay with that. But it's so much easier to have a presentation when the game is at your house. And if I seem quiet and a little less spunky, that's because there's people in the house sleeping and I'm trying to be quiet. Trying to be upbeat too. I'm feeling a lot better. If you remember my last 3 videos, replay of the third one will be up soon. I was getting over a cold and I was kind of like bleh. So I'm trying to do better. This still has 20 minutes on it. The bread has 5. Hydration. All right. So we got 19, 3 minutes. Ooh, spilled water. I'm going to go ahead and move my cutting board because it's not doing me anything where it is right now. Still have my onion, my garlic. Alright, still got 3 minutes. Nice simmer going. I'm stirring it. I'm watching it like a hawk because I don't want any more goof ups. Or maybe that wasn't a goof up and maybe that was supposed to happen. But I sincerely doubt it. And this, I was honestly hoping this would yield a lot more. I am quite concerned that this might not be enough for everybody. But we've already come to this point. And honestly, 8 onions is a lot of onions. I don't think I could be doing 16. I think I'd be going crazy trying to do 16 onions. In fact, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I would need another bag of onions. Actually, I think there's 8 onions in a bag. I pulled 3. Yeah, 8 onions to a bag. Cool. So we've still got another 2 minutes on that bread. I'm actually going to turn this down a little. The more I stir it, the more it's steaming up. So I had that on about a 2. I have it between the low and the 2 button. So I think I have it on. It smells amazing. Oh, hey. Hey, Tay-Tay. I'm sorry, I have somewhere to go. I can't stay. See you next time. No worries, Tay-Tay. You have fun and be safe. So, another less than a minute on the bread. I'm going to go ahead and grab my grippy grips. Where are my grips? Oh, grippy grips. And this has been a very dead day, which I feel like it's Christmas season. A lot of you guys are kind of like meh. I'm a little meh too, so I get it. But hang in there, guys. The best is always yet to come. In all things. And this soup is going to work out. It's not doing what I wanted to do, but it is what it is. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Bake. 4:25, start. I meant to hit the timer button. My bad. All right. These are nice and toasty. You can see them. You can't really see over the pot, and for that I do apologize. So I'm going to go ahead and give these babies all a flip. They are nice and toasty. Actually, I don't think they are that hot. No, they're not. But they are kind of like the consistency of croutons. And that's what I said. This feels kind of like a, this almost feels like French onion soup, but a whole nother take on it, so it's not French style. And I've made French onion soup from the recipes I found and how I learned how to make it. And I've never used chicken broth, so that is a new, that's new. But I do like the Gruyere cheese. That I am excited about. So time that out for another 5 minutes. Timer 5. Start. So I got another 5 minutes on the bread. I got another 14 and a half on the soup. And one of the reasons I cut it in more than the 8 pieces that the directions said is I'd like to have a small little taste before I pack this up and go. We're doing great on time, which is ironic considering I'm not waiting for company. I wasn't expecting it to burn, which cut a lot of the time off that I was expecting to spend. So I'm going to end up having to pack this up, set it aside, and then heat it up when I get there. So it is what it is. And like I said, these things happen. These things are unpredictable. I mean, and it's... I mean, it smells... It doesn't even smell like French onion soup. It almost smells... The sherry gave it a difference. I don't know how else to explain that, but a difference. I almost feel like after I garlic that bread, I think I should maybe put that garlic in the pot and just let the garlic sit in it while it, wait for us to go. So another over 3 minutes on the bread. Hydrate my water bottle. Water bottle! And I'm all the way back here. I'm sorry if you can't hear me. But I don't know how long that was going on. I'm glad I caught it when I did. It started smelling like cigarettes, and I'm like, nobody in this house smokes. In the house. I don't even know what to say at this point. Like that really, that did upset me. I cannot begin to explain how much that upset me that I found those onions on the bottom of the pot. And especially the onions were like that when I started, and they're like this when I started this video. I think it's going to be, I mean, that's a nice texture. It's a little blackened, but sometimes that blackness adds flavor, so I'm upset, but I'm not worried, if that makes sense. And I am really concerned about this condensing down, so it's not going to serve enough people. I'm just going to have to say really small ladles, guys, and explain some things, because there's a lot going off in the scenes that you don't see. This meal was not an expensive meal at all. But I had a hard time paying for it. So that's one of the reasons I didn't double up. And I was not thinking about 16 onions. But I know better for next time. And like I said, this was a recipe that I was really excited about trying. Because I feel like it's kind of named after me. So we got another minute left on that bread. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to break this clove if I can. I think it's fresh enough I'll just break. And I'm wrong. So, no, I think I got it. Yep. Just break the clove in half. I don't feel like pulling out the cutting board and the knife and everything to cut it. And look at that nice little root. That's adorable. That almost looks like something from Among Us. I was excited last night. I found all these cute Among Us plushies and I'm like, oh, I should get one. Like I have a list of Among Us stuff to grab when the time is right, and it's not the time right now. So turning them midway through that time, so I got another 10 seconds left. I'm going to preheat the boiler and carefully set the rack 6 inches below the heat element. Okay, now I'm going to grab that Gruyere. Now, Gruyere is awesome, okay? Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And the last time I used it, I'm actually putting my broiler on low and pulling out the bread. The problem was trying to grate it that I didn't enjoy. So I do have Gruyere and Swiss. The Swiss is going to change the taste slightly. These are nice and crunchy. I think they might be a little too crunchy, actually. I think this oven just runs a lot hotter than it should. So next I'm going to take, while I got the broiler pre-cooking, I'm going to take half of this garlic clove and I'm just going to rub it over each piece of the toast. And the toast is hot enough that it's melting the garlic in my hand. So if you remember that part I cut, ooh, man. Ooh, okay, wait a minute. I can't do this. Now I don't know which ones are rubbed. Okay, wait, I see a shininess. Okay. The toast is hot. And I'm actually kind of shocked that the clove is smaller than when I started. Ha ha ha. Like, it's so hot, it's actually melting the clove. Alright, so I just snipped the root off with my nail, and I'm using the other half. And remember the recipe called for 8 slices? I made, I don't know, I cut the entire baguette. So, did I garlic you? I don't know. You get more garlic either way. Okay. You, I think I garlicked, but you know what? If you add extra garlic, it's not going to hurt. Okay. And I got 7 minutes left on the soup. Yeah, you can see where the garlic is definitely shrinking. All right. So gently rub each toast with the raw garlic clove. Sprinkle with pepper and Gruyere cheese. Scissors, something sharp. So let me go ahead and grab that pepper grinder. Lightly peppered all of them. Then I'm going to sprinkle them with the cheese. I'm probably going to end up cheesing the pan too, but oh well. That's pans at 4. And this has actually a really nice texture to it. But I think if I had actually spent the time and grated the Gruyere cheese, because the Gruyere cheese was very soft, it might have a better texture than this. So I am slightly regretting that decision. I'm not, put it in my mouth. So here we go. And I got this pan so cheesed. I'm probably going to be killed for this, but I'm hoping that these baguettes are worth it. Because this is, like I said, this seems so much like just deconstructed French onion soup. Because this would be the crouton that you would have at the bottom of the bowl. So I gotta tell you guys, it's gonna be a while before I do the Vincent Price project, just because I do have a lot of videos lined up from this one and the last time I cooked. And if I don't have to do something new, I'm not going to do nothing new. And as experience has taught me, I'm not going to be making videos just to make videos. So you guys came through. I know I got to keep my promise, and I intend on keeping my promise. But I just want to let you know that it's in the works, and I'm looking at my book, and I'm thinking, you know what, when I do it, I'm not going to be using the book. I'm actually going to type up the recipe and keep the book as far from cooking as I can, because it is amazing what has happened to this book. I think I said that last video, but now you know. Okay, so I got that all cheesed up. Can I touch this? I can touch this. It's so hot, it's already melting in places into the pan. That might not be a good sign. But it is what it is. I have the broiler on low. I'm going to stick that in for 4 minutes, which we have 3.5 left on the soup. Ow! So rather than go for the full 4 minutes, I'm just going to use the 3 that are left here. Oh, whoa! That wasn't cheese, that was garlic. also says to use warmed bowls. That's a nice luxury. Actually, where are all my bowls? I don't know. Yeah, you see them. Sorry, guys. I really should have planned this a little better, and I do apologize. There's a plastic. I don't want plastic. There's a ceramic one. Alright. Get my bowl out. Got 2 minutes left on that soup and the baguettes. So while this is going on, I'm going to clean up just a smidge. But the thyme and the bay leaves, I mean, the flavor that they are making is like, woo, really good. So I'm going to put some butter in here and some salt and pepper. And try to find those bay leaves, which I think might have dissolved. Which happens. That or you just tell people, hey, look out for the bay leaf. And we're all used to that. Yeah, I'm not finding it. So I got 1 minute left on the soup. Cook for 30 minutes. Remove the bay leaves and stir in the remaining tablespoon of butter. So I'm going to go ahead and get some butter up in here. And then remove bay leaves and add, actually that's a lot more butter than I want. Some salt and pepper. Okay. There's my pepper. Here's some salt, and I use the, it says kosher salt, but I realize I'm using iodinized. So stir that in. That butter is going to melt and be even more delicious. There's the timer. I'm going to go ahead and turn this baby off. I'm going to go ahead, put my butter away before something happens. Pull out my bread slices. Look at that. That's a little less done than I wanted, but I don't feel safe enough to leave it in much longer. So go ahead and turn that off, which the boiler wasn't even on. So that really has me curious. So I'm going to ladle some of this out. Just a little, not a lot. I just want to get a general taste of how this was. I really don't want to dirty my ladle, but I guess I will. Just going to take a bit. That butter's still there and unmelted. Let's melt. Melt you, melt you. And it's got a nice texture to it. With the crouton, the cheesy crouton, and this is really cool. So let me go ahead. Hot, hot, hot. Chop with chives. So that is what my bowl looked like. I actually dropped the crouton in. Oops. So The cheese and the soup are what make this. That crouton, I mean, this is fantastic, and the soup just adds to it. That is really good. So, wow. I'm going to tap this to take it later. Move it off the heat source. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching and bearing with everything going on. If you haven't already, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.